Hello everyone, this is Chocowhat here, and welcome to my 60th dream vlog. Woo! I don't have anything to do for that, just welcome to another number that's a multiple of 10. Yes! Maths! Alright, so this dream is rather long, and also there might be a little background noise just because my parents are watching this Disney World attractions thing, and there are people out every Thursday. The gentlemen come to mow the lawns and everything, which we don't really have a lawn. I mean, we do, but we don't. Oh, and now my cat is like, I'll make some noise too. I'll join the noise party. But anyway, let's get started. So I was in this strange looking house, which happens a lot. I feel like I've said that sentence at least 60 times. It looked as though it were like this lodge in the woods somewhere, but it also felt like a grocery store. There were metal shelves everywhere. But it was during the day, so even though it was kind of eerie, in retrospect, I wasn't afraid in the dream. And I heard a bell ring, and I realized that it was the first day of school for college, which I've been looking forward to college. I'm going in a month. I've been really looking forward to that, so that's probably why I'm dreaming about it. And I was very excited, so I ran to the room for my first class. And the class didn't last very long, and I was laying on my back, half asleep for most of it. The teacher stood in the middle, and all the desks were circled around her, and the room was kind of like a hexagon shape with burgundy walls. And since the class didn't last very long, I woke up and we were all leaving, and while the students were leaving, I caught her mentioning something about we would be able to write about any topic we wished, and I thought that I was in another class, but apparently that was my English Composition 1 class. So I got really confused, so I ran to my second class, which I thought would have been English Composition 1, but ended up being acting. And I got to the classroom, and I was panicking because I was one of the only people left out in the halls, but it turns out, and I don't think they use bells in college. I don't know. I've never been. But I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I was panicking because I was one of the only students left in the halls. And I realized I actually had an hour before my next class began. So I sat down on a comfy chair, and I was facing this table where this older looking man, who I assumed was an administrator or something, was sitting. And he smiled at me, and I whipped out my computer. And I looked over, and on the wall it said, auditions for Brigadoon. Brigadoon is one of my favorite musicals. It's kind of my favorite musicals are Betty Blue Eyes, Parade, Brigadoon, and Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And I've always kind of wanted to be in Brigadoon, not even maybe as a main character, just as one of the chorus, because I just think it's a really great musical. It's really fun, and the music is really pretty. So I saw this, and I wanted to sign up immediately, so I whipped out my computer, and I looked up Brigadoon at the college. I couldn't find anything, so I got a little frustrated. And then I noticed in the corner there was this kind of circular space in the corner, kind of almost like a tower, just bulging out, and there was all the walls of that spot were windows, and I saw this group congregating, and I wondered if perhaps they were my classmates. So I walked over and I asked them if they were there for the acting class, and they all said yes, and they were talking, and this one girl of the group, she asked everyone else if they liked outdoor activities, and I was like, oh yeah, I love outdoor activities. I ride my bike every morning, which is true, I do. And she gave me this face, and she's like, that doesn't sound very fun. I'm like, oh, okay. And suddenly, when I turned around, we were outside this enormous pool, just humongous. And there was this little waterfall that fell into the pool. And one of the boys, he had long blonde hair, he thought it'd be really funny to drop a plug down the pool's drain. I didn't really think much of it, but I watched him do it. And so I continued talking to the girl who didn't like biking about our interests. And for some reason, the conversation switched to South Park, which is a show I haven't watched in years. Like, I used to like it when I was, like, 11, but I don't really watch it anymore. No judgment if you do, but, it was so weird, and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't watched that show in years. I don't know why it just popped up in my dream. But I didn't really, so we didn't talk much about it, and I turned while we were talking, and I like faced, you know, along the pool, and in the distance, like it's like I just moved without walking, and there was this huge meadow that began to just like spread across the horizon. And a bunch more people started coming, and I was looking down, and it almost looked like, you know, if you're aware, in Washington, D.C., just like the National Mall, I think that's what it's called. It kind of looked like that, just way bigger. And so in the distance, I saw like another building, and it was really sunny now. It was clear blue skies. And, oh, pardon me, this is an older chair. And so all these other people started coming towards the school. However, because the pool had been plugged and the water had nowhere to go, it just started rising. And it rose really, really fast. So I swam to like this upper part of the building, and I started talking with the oldest student in this little group. And he and I were talking, and he told me that he really liked Parks and Recreation. And I'm like, oh, one of my favorite comedians is in an episode of that, which is true. Dana Gould is in an episode of Parks and Rec for like 2 seconds. And he also, I think, executive produced the show for a little while. I don't know why that show also popped into my head, because I don't watch Parks and Rec. I mean, I kind of did, because I watched it like by proxy, because my parents did. Like, I know the characters and everything, but I don't watch it for fun. So I told him, yeah, one of my favorite comedians was in that, and while we were talking, I noticed that my head kept getting closer to the ceiling because the water kept rising and I was floating. And there got to the point where I could barely breathe, so I dipped under the water and I came out on top, and I told the boy who plugged in the pool, I'm like, dude, you gotta go get that plug, you're gonna flood everything. And he's like, I don't really want to. And I'm like, you have to. So he dives under, and he gets the plug, and then the water starts swirling, and this whirlpool starts forming. And so I cling to the top of the building, which now seems like it's from ancient Rome. Like, the school now has turned into a big Roman architecture building. And so I'm clinging onto it, and the oldest student, he like comes swimming by, and he just lands on top of the building, and I hold his arms so that we make sure we can stay on the top of the building and stay safe. And then finally all the water drains out, and we get to the bottom, and then finally we're in the classroom, and the teacher starts talking, and that's when I woke up. So, a fun, kind of long dream for the 60th dream vlog. I really hope that you've enjoyed my video. And remember to like and subscribe. Bye!
And a 1 and a 2. My dreams are so awesome.